You're online late at night, and there's a jacket sitting in your cart for $200. 200 is a lot, so your finger hovers over that remove button, because some part of you knows you shouldn't. Then a little option appears right under the price. 4 payments of $50, no interest. And just like that, $200 turns into 50, and the jacket is already on its way to your door. Nothing about that jacket changed. It still costs $200. You're still paying every single cent of it, and the money still comes out of the same account it always did. The only thing that changed is the number they put in front of your face. By the end of this video, you'll see exactly how 4 easy payments is built to slip past the part of your brain that knows better, and how to use these apps without letting them quietly use you. Here's the one rule to carry through this whole thing, and if it's all you remember, it's enough. Buy now, pay later does not make anything cheaper. It only makes things feel cheaper. That feeling is the entire product, and it is worth billions of dollars to the companies selling it to you. Let me show you how the trick actually works, because it isn't magic, it's psychology. When you buy something, you get a little hit of good feeling right now, but handing over the money feels like a small sting. These apps take that sting and chop it into 4 little pieces, then spread those pieces out over 6 weeks, so you barely feel any single one. The fun lands today, the pain gets scattered into the future, and your brain starts treating $50 as the price instead of the $200 you actually owe. And here is the first real cost, the one they will never print on the checkout button. When people use buy now, pay later, they spend more. Study after study finds the same thing, that shoppers using these plans spend 30 to 40% more than they would paying straight up. One of the biggest providers even bragged to stores that shops with their button saw carts get 70% bigger. That is not a side effect or an accident. That is the entire reason a store puts that button there, because you reaching for more is how everybody upstream gets paid. Let me put a face on it so it's real. Say Tasha is scrolling one night and grabs that $200 jacket she wasn't really going to buy, because 50 feels harmless. A few days later, she's on a different store with a different app, and she splits a $90 pair of shoes into 4. The next week, it's a $60 gadget on a third app. Every single one of those felt like nothing in the moment, just a small, easy payment, nothing to worry about. Now here's where it turns, and it turns quietly. Tasha is now paying 3 different apps, and not one of them talks to the others. Klarna doesn't know about her Afterpay, and Afterpay doesn't know about her Affirm. There is no single screen anywhere on her phone that shows her what she actually owes across all of them. Money is leaving her account every couple of weeks from 3 different directions, and the real total is a number she could not tell you right now if you put her on the spot. That is what people in this world quietly call phantom debt. It's debt that's completely real. It's coming out of your account on a schedule, but it's invisible to you because it's scattered across apps that were built to keep it scattered. And it rarely travels alone. The Federal Reserve found that people leaning on these plans are also more likely to be carrying credit card balances and overdrafting their accounts, which means this usually lands on top of money stress that's already there, not instead of it. Look at who gets squeezed the hardest by all this. Lower-income households miss these payments more often, and more people are now reaching for these apps to cover groceries and gas, the everyday survival stuff. When you find yourself splitting a grocery run into 4 payments, that is not a convenience anymore. That is a warning light on your dashboard telling you the money coming in isn't covering the month going out. Now let's talk about the slip, because life slips. That's not a character flaw, it's just life. You miss one payment, and the fees roll in. Afterpay can charge you up to $8, and then up to 8 more if you don't catch it up within a week. Klarna runs around $7 after 10 days late. Sezzle can hit you for 10 just to move a due date. On a $50 payment, $8 or $10 is a brutal rate, and these companies cap the fees at a quarter of the whole order, which should tell you how high they were perfectly willing to let it climb. Here's the part that is brand new, and most people have no idea it's even happening yet. For years, this stuff was invisible to the credit bureaus, like a credit card that somehow never showed up on your report. That era is over. As of last year, the providers started reporting these loans. The biggest credit scoring company is now building them right into your score, and a single late payment here can ding your credit the same as a missed card payment. The debt that used to be a quiet secret between you and an app is now going on your permanent record. Now, I told you I'd give you both sides, so here it is straight, no spin. If you pay these off on time, the basic 4 payment plan really is interest-free, And I'm not going to stand here and pretend it isn't. One of the major apps doesn't even charge late fees at all. Used right, on something you were already going to buy with money you already have, it can be a clean way to spread a cost over a few weeks. Buy now, pay later is not evil all by itself. It turns into a trap when it talks you into buying what you wouldn't, when you stack up 3 apps you can't track, and on the day you finally slip. So here is how you stay on the winning side of it, and it's just 3 moves. Rule 1. Only ever split something you would have bought today at the full price anyway. If you couldn't buy it outright with the money in your account, splitting it doesn't suddenly mean you can afford it. It just means you're borrowing, plain and simple. Rule 2 is 1 app at a time, and never juggle. If somebody stopped you on the street right now and asked the total you owe across every one of these apps combined, you should be able to answer in about 5 seconds. If you can't, you have already lost track. And losing track is the exact spot where they make their money off you. Rule 3. Never finance the things you eat or the gas you burn. The day your groceries go onto a payment plan is the day to stop and look at the whole budget, not the day to split the card into 4. And if you do use one of these for something real, set it on autopay the second you buy it, so a slip never turns into a fee, and a fee never turns into a hit on your credit. Here's the big thing to walk away with, and it's the same muscle every single time. Anytime a big price suddenly shrinks into a tiny, friendly little number, that's your signal to stop and ask yourself 2 questions. What is the real total here? And how many of these cute little payments am I already carrying across all my apps right now? And understand this, you're not bad with money for feeling the pull of this stuff. These buttons are designed by people who study exactly how your brain handles a purchase, and they engineered it to slide right past the part of you that feels the cost. Knowing the trick is how you take that power back, and now you know the trick cold. In the next video, I'm breaking down the subscription trap, how companies quietly got you paying every single month, forever, for things you barely even use, until it drains thousands of dollars out of you a year without you noticing. If you don't want to get caught by it, hit subscribe right now so you don't miss it. Drop a like, and I'll see you in the next one.